Oops. I gotta open up my camera. There we go. There we go. Well, good morning, brothers and sisters again. How are we doing this Tuesday? All right. Hold on a second. I got to straighten this out. This is leaning a little bit too much. Just got to go back just a little bit. There we go. There we go. All right. I think we're ready. All right. Okay. Whoa. Like I said, good morning to you guys. I hope this video finds you guys in good spirits and well rested. Yes, once again, it's been a few moons and a few suns. I know lately it looks like I've been kind of slacking a little bit. I think it's true. I have. It's because I've been doing other things and taking care of other things, and also physically, getting rested up. Because it feels like, I think I kind of had like a temporary flu thing. I don't know what it was, but anyway, I'm feeling blessed and better this morning. Thank God for that. All right, and to those that are seeing this video, give God thanks for another day of life and give thanks for everything you got, because without God ain't none of this possible, period. Let's see what else. Let me get the right glasses, too. I don't think this is the right one. This is the right glasses? Let me see. No, hold on. For some reason, my vision is acting kind of blurred. So where's it at? There you are. Make sure I have to look all over the place for my glasses. I try to be prepared with everything I need to do to be ready for the video. There we go. I need my bifocals this morning. So anyhow, I forgot what I was saying, but the point is, always give God thanks for everything you got in another day of life, and pray for those, even to those you don't even know. All right, pray for those. Okay. Period. That whatever they may be going through, only God knows. It's between them and God. But pray for them for the better. Period. Whether it's mentally, spiritually, or physically, all above. All right. If you're struggling, also take it to the throne. Be genuine about it and be patient about it. He's patient with us, so we must be patient with him. He's not going to always answer us. He knows what's best for us. All right. So I'm going to kind of get to it, brothers and sisters of God. The last time I came to this platform, it says 5 days ago. Wow. Like I said, I was busy with other things, taking care of business and whatnot, in-town business and things like that. But anyway, it seems like we were, what was the last chapter we worked on? Let's do a little recap. Oh, it was chapter 13. All right. And this is regarding, for the first part of it, it was about the sower. Then the second part of it, Matthew 13, it was regarding about the parable. And it seems like I stopped at 23 with you guys. All right, and before I start that, I'm going to repeat that verse where I stopped. Was it last week or was it Monday? I guess it was last week, where I stopped. But before I start, seems like I'm at 179. What happened? 180. Wow, you took your subscription back, huh? That's okay. You know what that tells me? You simply wasn't ready. All right, period. Whoever you are, all right, you just simply wasn't ready. And if it's something that the way I bring the word of God to you, the way I bring the word of God to my brothers and sisters of God on this platform, I've made it clear I'm not perfect at it. I made it clear I'm not a preacher. I made it clear I'm not a pastor. I made it clear that I'm none above. I'm just a servant trying to become a better messenger of the word of God, what them have to say about all things. So number 180, Bye-bye. Okay, so anyhow, but to those that may be tuning into my channel, whatnot, for the first time, I always urge everybody, and I urge you as well, to read the book for yourself, to read the Word of God, for yourselves, chapter to chapter, verse to verse. Okay, I always stress that. Okay, listen not to this man or any other man. It's good that we're sharing and we're fellowshipping together and learning together, but you must learn for yourselves. You must read it for yourselves. Period. That's the way to go about it. All right. So anyhow, we left off at 23, Matthew 13. But he that receives seed into the good ground. What does that mean? Receive seed, the seed of righteousness, the seed of the word of God. That's what that means. Into the good ground. What is the good ground? The ground of Jesus, the ground of God. That's okay. Not of the tares, all right? Well, not the tares, but not of the thorns. You want to stay off the ground of the thorns and also Satan's ground, all right, with his false doctrines and whatnot, the thorns, all right, period, all right, because you know what, it will choke, all right, the thorns will choke other seeds. So anyhow, we're going to continue with Matthew 13, verse 24, and this is, and that okay, what I brought to you in remembrance of Matthew 13, verse 23, that was about the, once again, the sower, okay? And in that particular one, okay, 23 and 22 and 21 and 20 was pretty much Jesus coming to him speaking in a parable, okay, as well. He spoke in parables. Now, Matthew 13, verse 24, we're going to learn another parable. All right, 24. Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, all right, hold on, get my pen. Oh, wait a minute. I almost forgot my coffee. All right. 24. Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which sowed good seed. Once again, this is about the sower in parables, which sowed good seed in his field. Okay, 25. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat. Now, see, tares among the wheat. Those two don't go together. Okay, just like righteous and unrighteous, those two don't go together. Okay, all right, the wicked seed and the good seed, those two don't go together. Get it? Among the wheat and went his way. You see, it's being spiteful, being evil. All right, but when the blade was it says, but when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also. You see what I'm saying here? See, which wasn't supposed to be. All right. There's a saying too, bitter and sweet water cannot end up in the same well as well. The same well. Bitter and sweet water don't go in the same well. Does that make sense? Sure it does. So, you get it. I'm sure you do. 27. So the servants of the household came and said unto him, Sir, didst not thou sow good seed in thy field? Question mark. From whence then had it tares? Now you notice how it says right here. So the servant of the household came and said unto him, Sir, didst not thou sow good seed in thy field? So you want to be able to be just one of those that do that, all right? That sow good seed, all right? All right, that do good works, all right? Period. But whence then hath it tares? All right. And he said unto them, an enemy has done this. An enemy has done this, all right? And remember, the enemy's always been that one to always try to interrupt the good seed, the righteous seed line, all right? From Abraham on up, all right? Adam. So anyhow, on that, you know what I'm saying here? Daniel, and so on. Okay? Or was it not Daniel, but King David, excuse me. From that seed line. Hope I'm saying that right as well. See, that's why a genealogy, it's good to learn that in the Old Testament, the genealogy of that seed line before Christ hit the scene up to the Virgin Mary. It's very important. We should learn that too as well. So, good morning. Good morning. Hit that. Hold on. All right. So the servant. Every time I get to talking, it starts to creep up, man. Like I said, there's nothing I can do about that. Once again, being interrupted by the flesh. So anyway, he said unto them, an enemy had done this. Okay, we read that. Let's go, 29. But he said, nay, lest while ye gather up the tares, ye root up also the wheat with them. All right, which wasn't supposed to be together. All right. Well, the same thing with us. All right. It's good to share, especially to those tares that want to learn or convert. Then it's cool to be sitting at the same table. But to those tares that don't want to learn or convert back to God, you don't sit at the same table. You don't sit at the same table with them, all right? Those tares simply just ain't ready or never going to be ready. Does that make sense? That means they're unrighteous. You understand? The evil. All right? So, that's what I'm getting from it. 30, let both grow together. It says, let both grow together. It's funny how they're putting it like that. Let both grow together until the harvest. And in the time of the harvest, I will say to the reapers, all right, gather ye together first the tares and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn. Exactly just that. Separate. It all comes down to it. I now remember this is parables. This is the teachings of the sower in parables. All right, but what is he really talking about? Let both go together. Just that. Let it be. Okay, and then when it comes to the time of harvest, I will say to the weepers, all right, gather ye together. Who's the weepers? Huh? Who's the weepers? Who's he talking about? Might be talking about the angels when that time comes, right? Gather together first the tares and bind them in the bundles to burn them up, but gather the wheat into my barn. And what is the harvest? What is the field? The world, okay? The people in this world, all right? That time's going to come where God's going to come and separate. You better believe it. The tares, all right, from the wheat, all right? Basically, all comes down to it. The unrighteous seed from the righteous seed, all right? God's going to separate everything that offends him, everything, okay, that is a foul seed. He's going to separate the good from the bad, period. Meanwhile, that's what I'm getting from this, man. And he says, and put them, gather the wheat into my barn. Just basically what that means as well. I'm getting from gather the good ones, the good people. You know what I'm saying here? And bring them to me. All right. My kingdom. All right. And leave the other ones behind and bundle them up so we will burn them up, meaning the lake of fire. That's what I'm getting from that. All right. What it comes down to when that time comes. To all that don't cut it, and to all that just simply don't want it. That's what that means. Period. That's what I'm getting from it. Bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn. 31. Another parable. There's another parable. Put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is like to a grain of mustard seed, which a man took and sowed in his field. Okay, these are parable teachings now, all right? If you don't understand it, because sometimes I gotta admit it, I do have some hard times not understanding, or I may not explain it the way it should be explained 100%. That's why I said read the word for yourselves, all right? Don't just listen to me. Let's read the word, read the whole chapter for yourselves. And if you have a hard time understanding, take it to Father. He'll make sure you understand it when the time is right. So, which indeed is the least of all seeds, but when it is grown, it is the greatest among herbs, and becometh a tree, so that the birds of the air come and lodge in the branch thereof. Who's he talking about? Which indeed is the least of all seeds, period. But when it is grown, it is the greatest among herbs, and becometh a tree, so that the birds of the air come and lodge in the branch thereof. Sounds like he's talking about himself. Jesus Christ, for he is our tree of life. All right, and we are his birds. All right, and we will rest on his branches. That's what I'm getting from it. All right, that's what that means. On the other hand, now the dog's gonna start acting stupid. For some reason, I don't think they like the word. I don't know. 33. Another parable spake he unto them. The kingdom of heaven is like unto leaven, which a woman took and hid in 3 measures of meal till the whole was leavened. All right, 34. See, he's speaking in parables. All right. 34, Matthew 13. All these things spake Jesus, what I tell you, unto the multitude, see, in parables. But why did he speak in parables to the multitude? And without a parable spake he not unto them. See, he only spoke to that crowd, that multitude at that time in parables only, no other way. And he not unto them. 35. Oops, I hit the wrong one, damn it. 35, excuse me. That it might be fulfilled which was spoken. Let's read that again though. That it might and it will. If it's the word of God, all right, it might be fulfilled, and it will. When everything that Jesus spoke, it will be fulfilled, which was spoken by the prophet, saying, I will open my mouth in parables. I will utter things which have been kept secret from the foundations of the world. Right, back in those ancient times. All right, and this, okay, and there you go. And plus in this generation, the latter days. All right. Remember what he says: heaven and earth will pass away, but my word shall never pass away. There you go. So 36. Then, hold on, where we at, brother, sister God, by the way? Okay, hold on. 36. Then Jesus sent the multitude away and went into the house. Okay. And his disciples came unto him, saying, declare unto us the parable of the tares of the field. The tares of the field. What is the field? Is it? See, remember, this is parable teaching. The tares are the wicked. All right? Period. Period. Declaring to the parable of the tares of the field, and the field is the world. All right? That's what I'm getting from 37. He answered and said unto them, let's see if I'm right. Jesus, he answered and said unto them, hold on. He that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man. What I tell you, he's talking about himself. Who is the Son of Man? Jesus Christ himself. The real Messiah, the seventh trump. That's who. Not the anti. The sixth trump is the anti. All right. He that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man. 38. The field is the world. What did I just say? The good seed are the children of the kingdom. Okay. But the tares are the children of the wicked one. All right. And there you go. Confirmation. Like I just said, the unrighteous, the evil, period. And everything that's linked to him. Okay? All children of the wicked one that chose not to, all right, convert back to God and chose Satan as their father. Anyway, 39. The enemy that sold them is the devil. See, and you know what? From way back in ancient times, from the in Genesis and whatnot, the Garden of Eden and whatnot, all that time. Even in the heavenly places before the flesh of mankind was created. All right, when as time was passing on by, which there was no time in heaven, but his heart, he started to change because his glory, the way God created him, got to his brain, got to his head. His head got swollen. Instead of being a cherubim, he wanted to be like God, a God. Um, so the wicked one is Satan, all right? And then 39, it says, the enemy that sold them is the devil. What I tell you, once again, I know I just read that. The harvest is the end of the world. That's what that means. The harvest is the end of the world. See, that's confirmation of what he's talking about in, what was that, parables? I lost my, so name, okay, anyway. Verse 30, okay? Okay, 38 confirms, verse 38 confirms verse 30, okay? So anyway, Matthew 13. The field is the world, the good seed are the children of the kingdom, but the tares are the children of the wicked. All right, and the enemy that sold them is the devil. Okay, we read all that. All right. 40. As therefore the tares are gathered and burned in the fire, which that's going to happen after the great wrath of judgment takes its course, so shall it be in the end of this world. See, there you go. What he's saying right there in 40, it's going to happen in judgment, the great day, when it takes its course, to those that didn't cut it, period, with the enemy and his angels. 41. The Son of Man shall send forth his angels, which is our sweet Lord, King, Kings, and Roman Messiah, the seventh trump. Thank you very much. Send forth his angels, and they shall gather out of his kingdom all things that offend. What I just tell you, all right? What I just tell you, and they shall gather out of his kingdom all things, all right? You're all right? All things that offend, and them which do iniquity, all right? Which them that stay as sinners until they die, until they're waiting. If they don't cut in the millennium, then they're definitely finished. They're done. God's done with all that. Because after the millennium, after the 1,000 years, from the beginning to the end, then that great day is going to take its course. The great day of judgment, the white throne. Then after that, God's going to go ahead and put everything back in its natural order and establish his kingdom here on earth. All right? But before he does that, before he establishes his kingdom in Mount Zion in Jerusalem, he must, all right, gather out of his kingdom all things, period, that offends him. Okay, that offends, and them which do iniquities, meaning including the sinners of the flesh, and whatnot, just period. All right. 42, and shall cast them into a furnace, of fire. Remember, our God is a consuming fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. Ooh. You want to be one of those, man, caught up in this net. And you don't want to be caught up in Satan's net, because if you allow yourself to get deceived and whatnot, whenever this kicks in, all right, in the flesh and spiritually speaking, if you allow yourself to get caught, all right, out of season, all right, to those that didn't cut it, even through the millennium and after the millennium, shall be cast into a furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. There you go. I don't want to be one of those, man. Then shall the righteous shine forth. Okay. Then shall the righteous shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Who hath ears to hear, let him hear. There you go. I'm going to read that again. Then shall the righteous shine forth. So let us do our best to stay put. All right. Then shall the righteous shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Who hath ears to hear, let him hear. All right. So, You want to be one of those that's paying attention, all right? Seriously. Hear what the Word of God has to say about all things, all right? Period. Now, um, I'm going to stop right there because even though Matthew 13 has, it's a pretty big chapter, I urge that you read it for yourselves and finish it for yourself. I'm going to stop right there because I want to move on to another lecture. All right, but I wanted to kind of finish this part of Matthew's 13, from verse 24. What was it? Was it 24? Yeah, verse 24 all the way to verse 43. All right. Hold on. Yeah, I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to stop at 43. So finish the whole chapter for yourselves. All right. And once again, I'm sorry about I have to have, there's nothing to do about it. Anyway. So, brother and sister, God, I hope this finds you. I hope that you were able to understand me a little bit better today, because I know sometimes I can, keep repeating myself. But what the case may be, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not perfect at this. This is a learning, growing experience for me. It really is. All right. So, and I thank God for still giving me opportunity, to do my part and bring His word on this platform to you guys out there, all right, as best I can. Like I said, I'm still maturing, I'm still growing. Be patient with me. That's why I tell you, read it for yourselves. Study the Word of God for yourselves, all right? Check this man out, check out any man out. Okay, how do you do that, Anthony? How do I check you out? How do I check out that other man? By reading, opening up the book, the Word of God, and start reading it chapter to chapter, verse to verse. Because what do I say? Learn this from another, but in my own way of saying it, in order to understand the ending, you must understand the beginning. God bless, sisters of God. All right, until next time. If by the blessing of God, because tomorrow's never promised to us, I might come back to you tomorrow. Okay. I noticed lately I usually do Monday to Thursday, but I've been kind of changing things up a little bit, for whatever reasons it may be. All right, but at least here I am again today, sharing what God has to say about all things. All right, in Jesus. Okay. Truth. Read chapter to chapter, verse to verse. All right. Read as much as you can. Don't overload. No, hold on. Don't overload your donkey. I mean, you don't have to Bible thump yourself. You don't have to become a fanatic about it. That don't cut it. All right. You don't have to become Bible warped. All right. A little bit here, a little bit there, or as much as you feel like you want to read, but read. All right. Complete a chapter, even if it's a day or two, 3 times out of the week, complete the whole chapter. What God has to say about all things. All right, brothers and sisters of God. Once again, truth.